Quiz literary genres. Hello, boys and girls. My name is James. And my name is Charlie. Welcome to our lesson. We are happy to see you. James, have you got any plans for today? No, I haven't. Great. In this case, would you like to come with me and see Kevin? Oh, sure. I really like this idea. I'm happy to hear that. In this case, let's go. Hi, Kevin. Oh, hi, boys. I'm glad to see you. We are glad to see you too. Kevin, what are you doing? I'm reading a book. Sounds boring. Oh, I'm afraid you are wrong. Reading books is not boring at all. Really? Yes, of course. I love reading books because they tell us stories about love, friendship, faith, and other eternal values that inspire us and teach to overcome certain life situations. Well, it seems like you are a bookworm. Oh, yes, I am. And I know everything about books. I don't believe you, Kevin. Can you prove it? Yes, of course. You can check my knowledge if you want. Okay, in this case, we would like you to do the quiz literary genres. Oh, it's easy. I will do your quiz with a great pleasure. Wonderful. In this case, let's start. So, today in the lesson, we will talk about literary genres and do the quiz. Guys, before Kevin starts doing the quiz, we would like you to know that there are many different genres of books. They can be divided into two large groups: fiction and non-fiction books. Fiction books are most popular with readers. Fiction is the type of stories written about invented characters and events. There are many kinds of fiction books. For example, there are fairy tales that are usually meant for kids. Every nation has its own fairy tales that reflect the national character. There are also adventure stories, love stories, fables, fantasy stories, myths, detective stories, and so on. Non-fiction books tell us about real facts and situations. There are many kinds of non-fiction books. For example, there are biographies, which are based on real events and tell us about the life of a certain person, usually famous and important. If the author and the main character are the same person, we call such books autobiographies. Now, Kevin will do the quiz literary genres, which consists of 12 tasks. Task 1. Read the description and guess the literary genre. It's a fictional story about magical creatures that is set in an imaginary world. The variants are A. Love story, B. Biography, C. Fantasy story, D. Detective story. Let's check. The right answer is C. Fantasy story. Task 2. Look at the picture and guess the genre of the book. The picture is. Check yourselves. The right answer is. It's a detective story. Task 3. Match the two parts of the sentences. Let's check the right answers. 1. The Great War is a historical book. 2. The Life of Oscar Wilde is a biography. 3. Snow White is a fairy tale. 4. My True Love is a love story. 5. Space Travel is a science fiction book. 6. Who Robbed the Bank is a detective story. Task 4. Read the description and guess the literary genre. It's a story about a real person's life that is written by himself or herself. The variants are A. Detective story, B. Love story, C. Biography, D. Autobiography. Check yourselves. The right answer is D. Autobiography. Task 5. Read the fragment of the story and guess the genre. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived near the forest. Everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, the girl went to visit her granny. On her way, Little Red Riding Hood met a wolf. The variants are A. Adventure story, B. Historical novel, C. Humorous story, D. Fairy tale. Let's check. The right answer is D. Fairy tale. Task 6. Put the literary genres into two columns. The first column is called fiction books. The second column is non-fiction books. Let's check the right answers. Fiction books include adventure books, fairy tales, science fiction books, love stories, fantasy books, detective stories. Non-fiction books include biographies, autobiographies, technical books. Task 7. Complete the sentence. Are usually about technologies that do not exist in the present but might exist in the future, traveling to space and discovering life on other planets. Check yourselves. The right answer is science fiction books. Task 8. Read the description and guess the literary genre. It's a story about a real person's life that is written by another person. The variants are A. Detective story, B. Love story, C. Biography, D. Autobiography. Let's check. The right answer is C. Biography. Task 9. Read the fragment of the story and guess the genre. Jason loves Melanie so much. Every time he closes his eyes, Melanie's beautiful face flashes in front of him. He loves her long curly hair, amazing blue eyes, pink cheeks, and beautiful smile. The variants are A. Adventure story, B. Love story, C. Humorous story, D. Fantasy story. Check yourselves. The right answer is B. Love story. Task 10. Look at the picture and guess the genre of the book. The picture is. Let's check. The right answer is. It's a horror story. Task 11. Read the description and guess the literary genre. It's a story that often teaches a moral lesson using animals as the main characters. The variants are A. Detective story, B. Biography, C. Fable, D. Autobiography. Check yourselves. The right answer is C. Fable. Task 12. Complete the sentence. Is a story that is based on a real person or event, but cannot be proven. Let's check. The right answer is a legend. Well done, Kevin. Thank you so much, boys. Now we can see that you truly know everything about books. Yeah, Kevin, you are so clever. Thank you, guys. I'm pleased to hear that. That's all for today, our dear friends. We hope that the lesson was interesting and useful for you. See you soon, boys and girls.